It's the second and final matchup against the Heat. Can the Nuggets get a sweep? Let's find out. You're watching CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. Let's get it. How's it going, everyone, and welcome. I'm CS Chandler, here for another take of Nuggets basketball. So it was the final matchup tonight for the Denver Nuggets against the Miami Heat in the regular season. It was the Finals 2023 rematch, if you will. And we got some good news tonight with Jokić and AG, both good to play. Awesome to see. Jokić was sporting an arm sleeve for apparently his elbow strain, and AG was playing off the bench once again. I'm kind of getting used to this lineup with him being in the bench, and I'm kind of liking it. I think it works a little bit better, I believe, than Brody coming off the bench. So it'll be interesting when he's completely healthy and what Malone will do in terms of the lineups. But the starting lineup tonight was Nikola Jokić, Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, and Russell Westbrook. The Nuggets were wearing their fast break blue jerseys, the Heat with their white Vice jerseys. I'm really digging those jerseys. I kind of liked it. Like, I'm not a Heat fan at all, but I kind of want one just because I love the retro vibes to it and everything. It's really cool. But the Nuggets got a win. Let's go, Nuggets. Final score 113 to 133. Nuggets. Let's go. So what happened in the game? Let's break it down. The game started off with Miami controlling the tap, but Denver quickly caused a turnover with CB bouncing the ball off of Jimmy Butler, causing it to go out of bounds. Great play, but then Miami recovered and scored first points with a close-range bucket, a little bunny hop there. Jokić followed with a no-look pass to Murray from the top of the key over to Murray in the corner pocket for a drained three. Awesome play there, and then a couple of free throws from Murray gave the Nuggets the first lead by one, which was immediately extended with a Euro step and a layup from Jokić, and then a three-pointer from MPJ and another three from Brody to push the lead up to 9, forcing Miami to call the first timeout. Miami battled back. The lead had gotten up to about, I think, 12 or 13 at that point, but Miami was able to battle back and knock it down to 6. Though their efforts were great, it was not enough as Nuggets took the first 30-24. The second quarter started off, and again with no Jokić minutes, it started off with actually Strother opening up a made three, which was awesome. We've really needed his efficiency and his bucket playing there. Murray capitalized, and on second chance points was able to extend the Nuggets lead to 10. Though Tyler Hero, who seemed kind of like the main character for the Heat in at least this quarter, or if not the game, he was definitely, he's been their quote unquote hero, no pun intended or pun intended. He came back and kept the Miami alive with a shot clock buzzer beater for 3, knocking that down, and then also had a bunch of other standout plays throughout the quarter. Murray answered back repeatedly, though, nailing a 3 to get Nuggets first to 50. And then finishing the half with 20 points. Despite Hero's efforts and the rest of the Miami Heat, the Nuggets still maintained their rhythm and won the second quarter 37-31 and stayed on top going into the quarter or into the half 67-55. And then third quarter, the Nuggets started the third quarter off strong with Michael Porter Jr. hitting 2 free throws to secure their largest lead of the night at that point to 14. The lead then grew to 16 before the Heat responded, cutting it down to 12 and prompting the Nuggets to time out. Nuggets came back out of that timeout with a 7-0 run, capped off with another Brody 3, forcing Miami again to call another timeout. And then when they came back out of that timeout, they went on their own little 0-7 or 7-0 run, answering back, trimming it down to 9 again. But then behind the head, so this is the play of the night. Behind the head pass from Jokić to Aaron Gordon for a poster dunk. Like, if you follow NBA at all in any of the social media things, you will see this probably several times right now, because it was 100% the dunk of the night, or the play of the night. Like, P. Watt was at the baseline on the other end. He heaved it across the court to Jokić, who just wasn't even looking behind him. He just passed it behind him, knew that Aaron Gordon was there. Aaron Gordon charged ahead and went up for the dunk. It almost looked it rivaled, I think, a little bit of that 2022 Christmas dunk against Shamit. It was phenomenal. It was really awesome. And it also solidified another triple-double for the big guy. Like, he's just constantly averaging these triple-doubles. It's crazy. The quarter ended with a play that had Jamal Murray drawing the defense, then kicking it over to Jokić for a made three. It's actually, you would think the Nuggets, after all of this, would have won the quarter, but it actually was tied. That quarter tied with 31 apiece for each team, though the Nuggets would still maintain the lead. So then in the fourth quarter, the fourth began with Miami missing a bucket, and MPJ had to fight for the rebound. Like, he was fighting for his life. I was yelling at the screen, like, get it out of there, get it out of there. And he was able to get it out and then set up AG, but got fouled, and then he went to the free throw for 2, made both, pushing the Nuggets first to 100, which is awesome. Nuggets then went on an 8-2 run, expanding their lead to 18, and Michael Porter Jr. added a 3, giving the Nuggets their largest lead of 20. The reserves then checked in and maintained that lead. Oddly enough, you would have thought that they would have lost that 20-point lead, but this time around, despite how horrible they have been famously for, they actually were able to solidify or keep that lead of 20, and the Nuggets won the quarter 35-27. The Nuggets then won the game again for the 7th consecutive time against the Heat, sweeping them in the regular season. Final score 133-113. Let's freaking go. We're going to get into stats right after this. Hey everyone, let's talk sound quality. Imagine having pro-level audio that's easy to set up, flexible, and sounds incredible. That's the Røde Pod Mic USB. It's got both USB and XLR connections, so whether you're recording solo at home or in a full studio setup, you're covered. And get this, the built-in DSP effects let you adjust the sound with zero lag. You get that deep, smooth broadcast tone right out of the box. It's versatile, powerful, and basically makes your voice sound like pure gold. And we're back. All right, so let's get into the stats here. So Christian Braun played 26 minutes tonight. He had 12 points, 3 rebounds. He was 6 for 10 from field goals, and he had 0 turnovers. 1 personal foul, was a plus 10. The big thing with Christian Braun that I would really love to see is him just not hesitating. He still hesitated a lot in this game. He could have easily have, where his field goals was 6 for 10, he could have easily have had like 8 for 13 or even 9 for 14 or 15. Like, he just needs to shoot more. The fact that he didn't even shoot a three-pointer tonight, he almost did a couple of times, but then he hesitated and then went in for a layup or a dunk, or then passed it to someone else. Like, he's just hesitating way too much. And where he had 12 points, he could have easily have had 19 points if he really, just kept on shooting. But Michael Porter Jr. had 28 points, and he's also in a slump right now. He had 14 points, 9 rebounds, so almost a double-double, 2 assists. He was 4 for 13 from the field, 4 for 7 from three-pointers, 2 for 2 in free throws, 1 turnover, 1 personal foul, was a plus 9. I would love to see him get back that fire that he had a couple of games ago, but seems like he's just kind of having a little weird time right now. Don't know what's going on with him. Nikola Jokić played 30 minutes tonight despite the strain in the elbow there. He had, again, a triple-double, so 24 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists. This is normal for him. No one else averages these numbers. It's amazing. He had 1 steal. He was 9 for 12 from field goals, 1 for 2 from three-pointers, 5 for 5 in free throws, 2 turnovers, 1 personal foul, was a plus 6. Like, those numbers right there, the efficiency and everything, like awesome, especially even having a strained elbow. And then you go to Embiid, who can't play because he got a little boo-boo on his elbow or knee or whatever. Like, there's just two different players. Jokic won that race already, I feel like. And then our big man, our big point guard here, Jamal Murray, shooting guard, 37 minutes. So he played the most amount of minutes of the Nuggets tonight. I had 30 points. So also 7 rebounds, 8 assists, a near triple-double himself, 3 steals, 1 block. He got the only block tonight. We'll get into that a little later. But he got the only block tonight. 12 for 24 from field goals, 2 for 7 from three-pointers, 4 for 4 from free throws. He had 0 turnovers. 0 turnovers. Went from 5 turnovers against the Rockets to now 0 turnovers against Miami. And then 0 personal fouls was a plus 10. We get to Brody, played 26 minutes, 11 points, 7 assists, 4 for 7 from field goals, 3 for 4 from three-pointers. He had 0 turnovers as well, and 1 personal foul was a plus 12. And then a good stat here is that the Nuggets had 7 players in double digits for points. And so those were all of our starters got double digits, but then 2 bench players here. We got Julian Strother, who had a good, efficient night tonight. I would like to see him play a little bit better, though. He should be averaging almost close to 20. If you look at all the other top teams in the league, the Cavs, the OKC, the Celtics, the Knicks, they all have at least that key bench player who is averaging close to 20 points a game. But he had 14 points off the bench, played 25 minutes, had 1 rebound, 1 assist. He was 5 for 9 from field goals, 4 for 7 from three-pointers. He missed his only free throw tonight, and then he had 0 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, was a plus 1. Aaron Gordon played 22 minutes with a calf strain off the bench, had 16 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 for 8 from field goals, 1 for 3 from three-pointers, 5 for 5 from free throws, 1 turnover, 2 personal fouls was a plus 2. And then Peyton Watson, unfortunately, I got to tell you, Nuggets Nation, the blocking for Peyton Watson streak has ended. He now has to start back from 0. But 15 games with a block, averaging at least 1 block, was a good run. He didn't get a block tonight, so that's the downside to tonight's game. So no Watson tonight, but P-Watt did get a decent game. I feel like he had a lot of good defensive plays. He was a plus 6 tonight. Another plus 6 was DeAndre Jordan, who also he had 6 points tonight, 2 rebounds, and he played 14 minutes. And the only reserve that played the garbage minutes that got points was Hunter Tyson, who made a 3. So awesome stuff for there. Overall stats, we have 41 rebounds to the 41 rebounds of the Heat, so we tied in rebounds. We have 35 assists to their 30. We had 5 steals to their 2. And then we, again, like I said, 1 block to their 0. They didn't get a block. This is a team with Adebayo, who usually averages a block. And he also leads the league in rebounds. But his rebounds, he had 11 rebounds tonight. Again, Jokić had 12. So we out-rebounded them, or at least Jokić out-rebounded him. We tied in rebounds, though, but then Jamal Murray got the only block tonight. We shot 54% from field. They shot 49%. We shot 48% from 3. They shot 27%. This is a team who usually is a high three-pointed shooting percentage team. Then we held them down to 27%. That's awesome defense there, finally getting around to it. Although I will say there were several times where we did not contest a single 3 in good lengths, and then we just lucked out that they missed. Because overall, they shot 33 threes, and I would say a handful of those, if not more, were uncontested. like straight up, no one around them. Rozier had several of these where he would put up a three and it just wouldn't go in. Butler put up a bunch of threes, it didn't go in. So like there's still a little bit of an issue with Nuggets not contesting threes. And then we shot 89% from free throws. They shot 100. So so that missing came from Piwat and Piwat, Piwat and Strother. Those two misses there were the deciding factor to drop us to 89. We should be 100, but that's just how the game goes. And then we had we had 5 turnovers to their 8. So overall, a low turnover game. So I would say that's good on both teams. Awesome for us, especially coming off of a game where we had 20 turnovers, got that down to 5. That's phenomenal. And then they had 15 personal fouls. We had 10. So not a very chippy game, although there was a couple of times where the Nuggets got into the bonus a little bit. But overall, not a very foul-heavy game. It was a good game. I enjoyed the games against the Heat. I have a lot of resentment at all against the Heat. So it's always a good game Heat, Heat culture and everything. So we're going to get into big takeaways after this. As a cinematographer, photographer, and now a podcaster, I do believe lighting is everything. And if you're serious about creating dynamic content, you need to check out Nanlite. They're all about precision and control. Whether it's soft, natural lighting or vibrant colors, Nanlite gives you full flexibility to set the mood for any scene. From compact LEDs to powerful softboxes, Nanlite has light solutions that fit every setup. It's ideal for photographers, like myself, videographers, like myself, and creators who want to pro-grade quality right out on their fingertips. With Nanlite, you're lighting like a pro every time. And we're back. All right, so big takeaways here. The biggest takeaway I would have is that when you look at the last couple of games, it's just really awesome to see that Jamal is starting to bounce back and now is playing more consistently and more efficiently too. It's just amazing to see that, and it feels good as a Nuggets Nation, especially if you've been here for a while and you've been here and you've seen Jamal grow through the years. Just to see him bounce back from that injury back in, 2021, 22, and then go to winning, being a champion, and then having to battle back again from several injuries last season and this season. Is just awesome already when he finally gets it going. I'm always rooting for Jamal, So, but at the same time, it's also crazy just how normal it is for Nuggets Nation to see Jokić get another triple-double. Like, that's just usual for us now, that to the point where we hear that and we're just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's usual, that's normal. And we're not freaking out or anything. Whereas then when we see Jamal got 30 points or more, we're like, what? Like, it's just funny how that is now that we're so like conditioned to see Jokić getting those high numbers and the triple doubles and everything. And like, I wouldn't be surprised by the end of his career that he gets a quadruple double. And that would be phenomenal if he did. I hope he does get that. And if he does, I feel like we still would not be wowed. Like, we just know that he can do whatever he wants, and he's going to do whatever he wants, and it's just phenomenal. And so now we look at other players to kind of raise their level of game, and Jamal Murray right now I think is one of those people. So that's really just kind of fun. And speaking of him, so CB got the DPOT chain tonight. And though I do think that CB deserves that chain, he definitely held Tyler Hero down, who usually is a high-efficient three-point shooter, and he gave him awful looks tonight. I still think Jamal Murray deserved that chain just a little bit. He was the only one who got a block tonight. He had 3 steals. He just was good on both ends of the court. Jamal was good with the offensive and the defensive side, but I understand that you can't just give all the awards to one person in a team sport. You need to kind of spread the love a little bit to make everyone feel like they contributed to the win, and it wasn't just all Jamal Murray. So I understand why they gave it to CB, or why Malone gave it to CB. And again, he does deserve it. He is playing. He had a good game tonight. So just those hesitations, man. You gotta stay away from those hesitations and just shoot it. And then this was a better effort, I feel like, overall, by the Nuggets, keeping the turnovers down and the personal fouls down. But I can't help but think it also was due to the fact that they were playing the Heat. And that's nothing bad against the Heat. It's just the fact that the Heat are under such negative clouds right now with the Jimmy Butler issue. They kind of make themselves an easy target right now. And it's so we don't really get their best, really, is what I'm kind of saying. We're not getting their best. And so that was kind of already an easy win for us. Though we will take it. We definitely needed an easy win after such a horrible loss against the Rockets. So kind of a bounce back, good feel win here. But also the team looks more complete with Jokić when he plays. And the Nuggets will continue to rely on Jokić, I think, because of this, until they learn to string a bunch of wins together without him. And which also kind of, again, shows you just how valuable Jokić is as a player to his team. No other player on any of the 30 teams in the NBA has this much impact on their team. OKC has already shown that they can win without SGA and without their key players of Holmgren and Hartenstein and J-Dub and everything. They still win because overall they are a good team. And so they don't really, not one of those players is better than the rest of them. They are a cohesive unit. It's kind of like the issue with the Celtics. They are a good team overall that you can't really give it to Brown or to Tatum, right? Because they all work together as a unit. And so then you go to other teams, right? Cat. Okay, so the Knicks have already shown that they can win without Cat. The 76ers have already shown they can win with Embiid. And then the Bucks have also won without Giannis. So it just kind of overall shows how valuable Jokić is to the Nuggets. You take him out and they're a below 500 team. I guarantee you they are a below 500 team. But you put him in and they're a title contender. It's just amazing how much better of a team he is when he plays, rather. So, but what does this win do with the Nuggets? So right now, this win put them at 25-16. We are sitting a game behind Memphis. They won again tonight, unfortunately. I was really hoping that the Spurs would have beat them and given us a half game advantage or behind Memphis, but we are still sitting in the 4th seed. Memphis maintained their 3rd seed position, and so now we're just kind of need to continue to win and hope that they lose sometime soon so that we can push ahead. But we're sitting at the 4th seed. Memphis is at the 3rd seed. Houston, their loss last night against the Kings did help us. I thought for a second there that they would have just gone on a huge winning streak, and I'm so glad that the Kings battled and got that win. It really helped the Nuggets, though we will see the Kings later this week, and I hope that we win. But it's also kind of interesting. I just think this overall, this the thing about sports, and specifically so like with the NBA, like the Nuggets can beat the Kings, but they can't beat the Rockets. But the Kings can beat the Rockets. That's just crazy how that works out. Same thing with, we can't beat the Cavs, but we can beat the Hawks. And the Hawks have beaten the Cavs twice in a row. It's just crazy how sports works out like that. You have some teams that do really well against some teams and horrible against other teams, and those same teams will do great against the teams that, it's just interesting. But also, speaking of the seed position here, OKC, the 1 seed in the West, they lost tonight against the Mavs. So they ended their winning streak. So good for the Mavs. Awesome win for them. And then I think yeah, I think with the win last night, the OKC and Cleveland were tied for the first seed overall. And now that bumped with their loss, Cavs bumped back up to a 1 seed. And then overall in the league here, the Nuggets are sitting at the 7th seed with, again, 25-16, right behind the Knicks, who have a 27-16 win-loss record. They lost against the Timberwolves tonight, unfortunately. One of these days, I'm going to get, again, my Nuggets and Knicks to win on the same day. But it seems right now like one loses and one wins, or the other one wins and the other one loses. So 6 and 7, the Knicks and the Nuggets are in the overall standing here. And we'll get into the next games here. So the next games for the Nuggets, they are going to play the Orlando Magic. So they're staying in Florida, going to just go up the coast there to Orlando and then face KCP. The first time they're going to see KCP since he left us, seeing the old ex. It's going to be a little difficult of a matchup because Paolo Banchero is back as well. And there's just something about the Magic that, again, sports, right? They usually have a difficult time facing them. So they're going to face them on Sunday. And then a day off to come back to Denver and then face the 76ers, which, speaking of Embiid, he's injured and he won't be playing yet again in Denver. There's just something odd and weird how Embiid always kind of manages to be injured around the time that the Sixers come to Denver. Embiid has not played in Denver since 2019. That is crazy. Like, it just is more than a coincidence now that it just always happens like that. And he's once again ducking Denver. So I don't think that we need to really have the conversation anymore about Embiid versus Jokić, because Jokić has clearly won that discussion. Now it's really Jokić versus SGA, who's the better player, or Jokić versus Giannis even, I would say, would be a better discussion there. So I know they all play different positions. Giannis is a forward and SGA is a point guard and Jokić is a center. But when they all battle for MVP award, Jokić is still number one. But let me know in the comments what you guys think of who really deserves MVP award. Also, let me know what the Nuggets are lacking right now, what they need to be doing better, and what you think of their record right now. Will they be able to surpass to the 3rd seed or the 2nd seed even? Let me know. So that's all I got for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe. Share it out to your friends and family. And you've been listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. We'll catch you later.